East Asia Forum, 26 February 2024, amid a geopolitical tug-of-war, Central Asia. Russia has aligned Central Asian countries with its goals through a combination of threats and incentives since invading Ukraine. Along these lines, Russia and China have united in their fierce opposition to Western development cooperation programs, which they view as covert operations meant to infiltrate Central Asia and influence the area to back Ukraine. With differing degrees of urgency, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan are reorienting their multi-vector foreign policies to find a balance between avoiding the Kremlin's wrath and separating themselves from Russia's aggression. Meanwhile, the Islamic State of Khorasan province, ISKP, widespread migration, and an approaching water crisis have left Afghanistan, which is frequently disregarded, positioned to establish its dominance in the region. Central Asian nations have been wary of the Taliban's attempts to maintain control over the region as well as Iran's proxy war with Israel, which has exposed growing tensions in both Western and Central Asia. These simmering tensions are poignantly illustrated by the over 80-person death toll from the purported ISKP bombing in Iran's Kerman. Climate change and ongoing food crises have worsened water insecurity, spreading from Afghanistan to neighboring countries. Tensions over water along the Iranian border grew in May 2023, resulting in violence between Iranian border guards and Taliban fighters. The Taliban's construction of the Kamal Khan and Kajaki dams on the Helmand River is the primary reason behind these rising tensions. The Taliban's construction of the Kashtepa Canal to control the Amu Darya River will also significantly restrict water access for Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. It seems probable that in 2024, Central Asian nations will continue to view Afghanistan more tolerantly than Iranian since Ashgabat and Tashkent are trying to work things out. Recent energy and water supply interruptions may lead to better resource management and long overdue updates on infrastructure projects. A complex web of issues poses a growing threat to Central Asia, which wants to engage with the West but is also cautious about falling prey to more vital regional forces. The war in Ukraine serves as a sobering reminder of this persistent and intricate dynamic. Since the imposition of sanctions on Russia, the area has been used by Moscow as a means of getting around Western limitations. The amount of capital and businesses entering the region from Russia has surged. On the other hand, during the past year, there has been an increase in the migration of blue-collar workers from Central Asia to Russia, a notable rise that has matched remittances sent back to the region. Due to escalating tensions with the West, the US and European governments are pushing for crackdowns on sanction-evading activities within the area. However, a report from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development claims that the robust growth of the Central Asian economy in the first half of 2023 was supported by high migration and remittances from Russia, as well as the restart of international trade and tourism. The region's GDP is predicted to rise at a robust 5.9% annually in 2024. The current economic boom is expected to continue, driven by government expenditure, China's openings, intermediated commerce and remittances from Russia, tourism, and corporate relocation. Meanwhile, the region's economic powerhouse, China, is taking a different strategy from Russia in that it wants to keep a low profile compared to its previous position at the 2013 Belt and Road Initiative launch. Beijing is realizing the difficulties that might arise from unwelcome attention and increased visibility. Chinese diplomats are lowering their strong wolf warrior rhetoric as Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov speaks out more. After the first China-Central Asia Summit in Shenzhen in May 2023, which brought together Chinese President Xi Jinping and the 5 leaders of Central Asia, there seemed to have been real progress in building the long-awaited China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan railway. Further developments are taking place on Line D of the Central Asia-China gas pipeline, which aims to deliver more Turkmen gas to China via Tajikistan. The Middle East is becoming increasingly interested in the growing Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In 2023, Iran became a full member, and other countries on the queue included Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Egypt, Bahrain, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates. The possibility of drawing investments from the Gulf, especially in renewable energy projects, raises expectations for an improved economic picture in the region. Concerns about Beijing and Moscow forming a closer alliance are looming over Central Asia's agency. The area was aware of the joint statement released after President Xi's March 2023 visit to Moscow, which mentions explicitly their no-limits friendship and cooperation in Central Asia. It represents one of the biggest worries for the area, the possibility that its two main allies may work together without its permission. Such an alignment would unavoidably disrupt their capacity to maneuver between these mighty nations, thus complicating their strategic standing. This is not a new situation for landlocked Central Asia. The changing global security environment strengthens Beijing and Moscow's alignment. Still, the importance of the West, Turkey, Iran, and most recently, the Gulf should not be undervalued in the area.